Hello everybody. We thought we would just pop on for a little while and say hi. And I can't really find the live stream, I'm afraid, on my thing.
Oh,
Let me see.
it's probably under
Can you
live.
huh?
It's probably under live.
Yeah, I'm having a look under live. I can't quite see anything. But anyway, if you're able to send me the link to that, that'd be good, because I don't really see anything here right now.
Okay.
Anyway, if anybody can you see? Have you got a live stream going, Didi?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. That's strange.
I'll send it to you. Here we are talking.
So we didn't send out a notification about this one, so my apologies for that.
Okay, I've sent it to you.
Okay. So anyway, Didi, what are you playing today?
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I've actually been playing a different game for a little bit, but I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Uh-huh.
But there's too much killing and it's too frantic.
Huh.
Mostly you end up going around and killing things. They might be machines, but they're mostly, or people.
Right.
But that's what it's about.
Oh my, 19th of December. We're way ahead in time, Didi.
Excuse me.
That's all right. That's all right.
I thought I changed it from 1 to 9.
Oh, okay.
I must not have deleted the 1.
Yes. Anyway.
Anyway.
So what were you were playing?
Yes.
Sorry, we're playing No Man's Sky. What's that?
I better actually play it. Yeah, there we go. Here we are on a new little planet.
So I might actually even put in the community part of the thing that we're doing a live stream now.
I think I've got some. I think I'm being intoxicated here.
Yeah? On the planet?
Yes, I think there's toxic winds. Everything has gone kind of yellowy green, and I think this is an infested planet. There we go.
That's so weird that I can't.
Radioactive.
That's so weird that I can't see in my thing. I can't see in the channel that
That what?
that we're live. But
Oh.
I can only see it through that link you sent me. But anyway, oh well.
Well, I hope that it's live.
Pardon?
I hope it's live.
Well, I think so. It says, I don't know. It says it's public there. Anyway, we'll see. Otherwise, we're just privately talking to ourselves, and that's fine.
Yes, and that's all right too, but it wasn't our intention.
Yeah.
But then again, you didn't let anybody know that we were doing this. And who would expect, especially just after a little
Yeah,
while.
that's true.
And I'm just sitting here because the environmental toxicity is 114.
114.
Yes.
Out of what?
I don't know. 114 is a big number.
Oh, there we go. It's finally showed up. That's so strange how that happens sometimes.
What's that?
well, sometimes, things won't show up on my screen for like a while. It's like it doesn't register or something.
Oh, yeah.
And,
That's odd.
yeah, it is odd. YouTube is odd.
Okay. The toxicity is declining. I can go out. Oh, there's a little animal somewhere there. I know all those birds.
Anyhow, for anybody who is just joining in, you may have just caught my most recent live stream, and I should probably check to make sure the audio levels are okay. I'm not very prepared tonight. We'll just have to hope for the best, that it's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very impromptu, and I'm not exactly. Oh, look at that planet! Isn't that lovely? We'll just have to hope for the best.
Yeah.
As we wander our little planet.
So anyway, I was just saying that I just did a video tonight on some good news I had, which was that Status Quo Jordan Chariton was interested in interviewing, having me as a guest.
That'll be so good.
Yeah, talking about veganism, which is nice. Is important, and the reason he was interested is because I made a video the day before and was trying to bring his attention to it. It was
well, it was because you talked to him the day before that.
Yeah, the day before that I did a super chat in Status Quo's live stream.
Unfortunately, that's the only way you can actually contact people.
Yeah, because they're very busy at the moment, because one of them has COVID.
Yes.
Jen Dyes is the co-founder of Status Quo, so unfortunately there's many emails and
thanks to Rudy Giuliani, he gave her COVID.
There's many emails there, so they didn't get to their emails. So I was trying to find a way of getting his attention, Jordan Chariton's attention. I'm sure he has gazillions of emails coming in and all of that. So I did a super chat. So anyway, but then I did another super chat today to bring his attention to it again, the video that I did directed at him about veganism, and fortunately he saw it and he really liked it, and he asked me would I like to be a guest on the show. So that's very nice, because it's a very, very important issue to me, as it is, I'm sure, to anybody who's vegan on this channel and stuff. And it's just a very, very important issue in a global sense, because not only is it also, it's very important for non-human animals, obviously, because they're bred into existence by the hundreds of billions and killed for trivial reasons, but it's important for the climate crisis and all kinds of things. Anyway, if you watch the video I did yesterday, which is directed to Jordan Chariton, and then you'll see the many issues.
Can be taken by anybody, read by anybody.
Yeah, it can be viewed by anybody. It's It's for anybody who isn't vegan, and why we should be vegan. So do check that out. And I just noticed that Fidel Castro is is trending on Twitter. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
Let's
interesting.
hope it's just not a whole lot of dumping on him, which it probably will be, because we all know how wonderful Twitter is when it comes to the Atlantic Council and warmongering.
And being intelligent and these plants are so weird, some of them. If you look at the tops of these plants, they're actually rotating.
Oh.
There's some very strange little plants and stuff around the place. I might go off and investigate a freighter. What would you think about that?
Huh? What's that, Didi?
I might go off and investigate a freighter. What's that? Anyway,
So that was interesting.
yeah.
So anyway, that was all interesting, and so hopefully that will go ahead. That interview sometime, and so I'll let you know if that's going to happen, and hopefully it will be received well, and the most important thing is hopefully some people will go vegan, maybe if it all goes well. That's the most important outcome of any of this, is if people go vegan.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be right about things. I'm just trying to bring some what I think is a very important issue, and on top of everything else, the amount of facts about our non-veganism, the amount of facts about the devastation of animal agriculture, and just even the one thing about 5.2 acres every minute are being cleared in the Amazon
Yes, it's
rainforest,
insane,
mostly for
really,
animal
that.
agriculture, is just really insane. And these are the lungs of the planet. 5.2 acres every minute. I thought it was like 2 acres. That's what I heard. The last I heard, and this is before Jair Bolsonaro came to power in Brazil. But
Well,
it's
they've
gotten
been wiping
worse.
out the Amazon for ages
Yeah,
now.
that's right. For mostly animal agriculture and soy to feed animals. 90% of the soy that is grown in the Amazon rainforest, because it's been cleared, is grown to feed animals in animal lots all over the world. So animal agriculture is basically destroying the Amazon rainforest. So even that alone is frightening, and it's all because we're not vegan. So that's there's so many reasons, and that's why I bring it up regularly, because of course, the first reason is we don't, sentient animals are not here for us to use. That's the most important reason. But all these other reasons are just unbelievable. They're just there's so many reasons now. That should have been
There's
the only
land
reason.
use, there's water use.
Yeah,
there's,
it's nuts.
and
And if you look at Seaspiracy on Instagram, wow.
well,
I should read out some of that.
As there's more people and there's more demand, the exploitation gets more intense, and so there's more pressure to get more, quote, product, unquote,
Yeah.
more economically, and so you end up with things like drift netting,
Yeah.
which of course is disastrous in terms of jobs for fishermen, but it's absolutely disastrous for any oceanic life.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of bycatch is just insane.
Yeah.
Bycatch being all of the things that they don't actually want and will not use that are killed.
Yeah.
And that can include whales. I mean, it's not like it's just a few little things scraped up. It's a huge amount of different life forms.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at Seaspiracy on Instagram, it's really I don't know how anybody, like, I know I say this a lot, but I don't know how anybody could look at Seaspiracy on Instagram and not just think, oh my, we have to stop. Like, for example, hang on a sec, I have to log into my account. For example, 6 out of 7 sea turtle species are vulnerable or endangered, largely due to bycatch. Sea turtles are facing many threats to their survival caused by human activity, from habitat loss and hunting to pollution, but perhaps the biggest obstacle they face is being killed as, quote, bycatch, end quote, from the fishing and shrimping industries. Annually, hundreds of thousands of marine turtles are caught globally in trawlers, long line hooks, and in fishing nets. In 2000 alone, an estimated 200,000 loggerhead turtles and 50,000 leatherbacks were killed in long line fisheries.
And that's not even to mention the ones that are killed by plastic bags.
Yeah.
They think the plastic bags are jellyfish and die.
So, and then there are over 4 million commercial fishing vessels in the world. 4 million. They wouldn't be there if we were vegan, and there'd be other ways of, there's always ways there's always ways of being able to find different things that will bring in money, and that is, I mean, when you have mostly vegans in the world, there'll be whole new industries. There'll be all sorts of. I'm not for capitalism, but we're just talking in terms of capitalism. There's markets already opening up for vegans now, because there are more vegans in the world. But listen to this now. So 300,000 dolphins and whales drown every year tangled in fishing gear. That's 300,000 dolphins and whales. So when we wring our hands about dolphins and whales, how you see people, they're fetishizing dolphins and whales and stuff, but they're not vegan. You can say to them, well, if not that dolphins or whales are more important than other aquatic life, but if you do care about dolphins and whales, then you need to stop. Eating animal products, and you need to stop eating aquatic animals, because this wouldn't be happening if we were vegan. So it says here, many fishing techniques and gear are not very selective and result in catching and discarding millions of tons of marine life that was not the target species, accounting for over 40% of the estimated total marine catch. That's from Davies et al., 2009, and the source was International Whaling Commission. So that's crazy. 300,000 dolphins and whales drown every year, tangled in fishing gear. Excuse me. Listen to this one. This is from Seaspiracy on Instagram. Most of the, quote, prey fish, end quote, captured are fed to farmed fishes and to pigs and chickens on factory farms, and I'll put that in quotes, and go largely unregulated. Most of the, quote, prey fish, end quote, captured from the seas, like anchovies or herrings, are fed not to humans but to farmed fishes, pigs and chickens on factory farms, in quotes.
Yeah.
According to one analysis from 2000, it takes between 2 and 5 pounds of, quote, feed fish, end quote, to make 1 pound of farm carnivorous fish, such as salmon, sea bass, or bluefin tuna. Given the smaller size of feed fishes, many individuals must be used to maintain the farm species. So, how nuts is that we're feeding, fish, which is fish that usually bigger fish feed on in the oceans. We're feeding those little fish and to pigs and chickens in these industrialized settings. And that is most of the fish that is caught like that. So how nuts is that? Anyway. So we're removing most of the and we're removing most of predator fish from the oceans, losing just 1% of the ocean's
they kill seals because they take fish, they eat fish, and they've been killing seals for ages.
Yeah. Well, actually, even just here in Tasmania, they actually put some seals in some of the empty salmon farming nets they have in Tasmania, and I don't know what happened to those seals. I don't know whether they left them there till they starved, but they actually put these seals in there so that they wouldn't be interfering in any way with the salmon. Didn't they, Didi?
Yeah.
That was found out just recently, and people are all shocked and horrified. Oh my goodness, isn't that awful?
How would they do such a thing? Yes.
And this is the other thing, where we have a lot of people in Tasmania who are against the salmon farming here. Like you'll see in the Huon River. Fortunately, we can't see it where we are, but you can see further down in the Huon River these huge sort of nettings with all these salmon sort of crammed together in these nets. And the way that these farms find out. Oh, here's Holly. Hi, Holly.
Hi,
and
Holly.
The way these farms... I'm talking about veganism again, Holly.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Not again.
So the reason these... I haven't sent out a... The reason... I forget. I've lost my train of thought now.
You were talking about the seals.
Oh no, I was talking about the big
fishing here.
No, the big fish. No, the I was going to say that the way they find out the way they find out whether it's there's too many fish in these nets is if they start dying. So that's because of the crowding. That's their idea of welfare. That's why animal welfare is just a big scam. It's usually it's only they're not caring about the sentient animals. They're caring about what's economically efficient. So they shove as many fish in these nets as they can, and then they call it they call it sort of, what do they call, environmentally friendly fish. And these animals create actually incredible amounts of feces in the water, but that's beside the point. That they are actually crammed in there, and it's incredibly stressful. They get all kinds of diseases, they die, and like I said, the way they decide how many is too many is when they start dying. So that's your idea. That's their idea of effing welfare for animals. And it's the same in industrialized settings for pigs and other animals. They decide how many animals they can cram into a space. It depends on how many die, and if it's economically efficient to put that many in there. How much is, it's not about the animals. It's never been about the animals. It's about cost efficiency. It's about economic efficiency. That's what animal agriculture is all about, cost efficiency, and it has nothing to do with any welfare of animals. And if that welfare were applied to humans, it would be considered torture. So that's the bottom line. There's no non-abusive way to use animals, and even if there were, it would still be wrong. So that's salmon farming for you in Tasmania. It's a whole lot of fun.
In the Huon River, that's one of the biggest areas for salmon farming.
Yeah, and you'll get all these politicians will be wringing their hands about salmon farming. Oh, the terrible pollution in the river. It's really they don't mention anything about these animals, and they scoop them all up, by the way, and then they take them in these big trucks with water in them, right? And then they take them down and they just dump them out there and let them suffocate to death.
Yeah.
The whole thing is abhorrent. These fish are sentient, and here they are spending every waking moment crowded together in these nets where they're just swimming around, all kind of brushing one another. It's so stressful. And then and here we are with the advertising is, tassel salmon farming, salmon from Tasmania. Isn't it fantastic?
Yes, isn't it wonderful?
Isn't it wonderful?
Best in the world.
Best in the world. Oh, it's fabulous. Just disgusting. I'm sorry, it's just disgusting.
It is.
And it's such a scam. And what is very distressing is how people can't, like politicians here, are always going on about, the salmon farming, it's just got, and that's the other thing. Oftentimes they'll have a mass death event where there'll be just tens of thousands of them die because the water temperature changes, it gets too hot. And so you just get a mass death event. That's something you don't hear about.
No.
Can you imagine that? Or if it's, or there's not enough oxygen in the water, so they'll just suffocate. It's just, and this happens, and it happens regularly, and you just don't hear anything about it. We just hear about, what the wonderful Tasmanian salmon.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that, is what I say to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hi, Electro. Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, I'm having a big whinge tonight because
why not?
Because why not? And I'm a bit tired. I have to admit, I'm actually a bit tired and a bit run down right now. So I'm sort of my patience levels and everything are not so great right now.
Yes, Trish has been gritchy lately.
I have been gritchy lately. So
gritchy is one of our favourite words.
Yeah. So I should really shut up. I've got a little cat. Every time I try to type something, she licks my fingers and tries to push my hand off the keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Okay, so I managed to send out an email. Better late than never. Can people hear okay? Oh, okay. I'm Holly. Holly says it's okay. We'll indulge. Please continue.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm a bit gritchy today.
Yes, she is.
I'm a bit gritchy. So Electro, have you been on this channel? Are you subscribed to the channel, or are you just dropping by? And let us know if the the sound's okay, like between me and Dee Dee, if it's fairly equal in level
Yeah.
and whatever. If you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. And what's been happening in
In where?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Sound is fine. That's great. So what's been happening with you, Holly? Anything?
Anything good?
Anything good? Anything bad? Feel free to share. I've been whinging. Everybody's free to whinge. One of our cats, his name is Swifty, and he's got long hair. We adopted him when he was 11 and a half, and he's been with us for about almost 3 years. And we've got this great thing called a Furminator, which when you brush them, it actually gets a heap of fur off them.
And he's needed that.
And it's been really
He's
great.
getting very old at this point, and
Yeah.
he's starting not to clean his fur very well, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's getting kind of old, and so anyway, I brushed a whole other cat off him tonight, and I think he
Yeah.
appreciates it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've been paying attention to him in particular, but it's kind of satisfying in summer getting a whole bunch of fur off them, and I think they feel more comfortable and it reduces fur balls. But these Furminator things are really excellent, because the year before we actually got Swifty Sean. He was not basically. So he had about a centimetre of fur all over him
Yeah.
in summer, and that worked really well because he was getting little bites from this insect that was around.
Yeah.
So that worked well. But this year we've managed. This insect hasn't been around. It's not a flea, and but still we've been brushing him and regularly with this Furminator, and that works really well.
We do whatever we can for him.
Yes, Holly says, hi Jen, how are you? Jennifer, unapologetic
Hi,
vegan.
Jen.
Holly said, nothing special, but I'll take it. Looking forward to the Biden administration, and has a little kind of a worried look on her face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the kind of thing you'd
Yes.
look forward to, like looking forward for the measles.
Yeah, really. You know what I'd like to see, Holly, and that is, and Jen, that I don't. You've probably heard the thing that Jimmy Dore was suggesting, which was that people put pressure on the 15 progressives or whatever, Ro Khanna and AOC and all the various ones, Ayanna Presley and all those. To say to Nancy Pelosi, we're not going to vote for you as for Speaker of the House unless you put up Medicare for all on the floor for a vote.
Yeah.
And that's a really good plan, and there's been different people taking it up. And it would be really great if people actually did that. Like, really actually expose these people who call themselves progressive. And
Yes.
I put that in quotes because I don't find any of them really are. They're soft imperialists at best. I'm not sure about Rashida Tlaib, but the others, though, are pretty questionable. They've all said wackadoo things, like it comes out of nowhere. But anyway, it would be great to expose them, but not just expose them, because I don't think they're going to pressure her, because I just don't think it's going to happen. But just say if they did, then that actually that may actually sort of work, and Medicare for All might actually come in. Of course, that's a real Hail Mary thing, but you know. Oh, you made those calls. That's good. Excuse me. So you're at work, Jennifer. I hope that's going well. Oh, excuse me. Imagine if everybody called those progressives, each one of them.
Yeah.
Imagine if millions of people call them and said, you must pressure her to do that, and say, we're not going to vote for you, Nancy Pelosi.
There's something like, how many overall in the sort of progressive thing are there? There's like 100, and they only need 15.
Yeah.
To actually have an impact. If they had 15 of them, they could.
Yeah, make them accountable.
Yeah.
Exactly, and this is a good way of really flushing them out. You know, like the ones that say that they are progressive. If they can't, like, if people
actually willing to do something.
If they're not willing to do that, then that tells you everything about them. It tells us that their career is much more important than the public having Medicare for all. And then they're very obviously, they are not progressive at all. So this is a great way to really, expose these people that keep pretending like they're progressive. And it's a great way also of trying to get Medicare for all. And the terrible thing is, I don't think that enough people are going to do this, and it's just not going to happen. If a lot of people did it, it would make it very obvious who are the faux progressives.
Who are the friends and who are not.
Jennifer said, seriously considering taking up day drinking.
Day drinking.
Can't come in today, boss. I'm hammered at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes. I'm hammered because of the state of the world and the government.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that impulse, Jen, sometimes.
Yeah. I get that impulse just knowing what I know about the world.
Yeah. Do you ever follow Russell Brand, Holly, or Jen? I don't know if Electra has gone. Electro 12, yeah. But Russell Brand, he has some really nice videos on his channel, and he was talking about anxiety just recently. He's on Instagram, and he's basically saying, it's impossible not to be anxious, and that this whole system is, the whole system is dysfunctional. He says it in a very eloquent.
Wrong with you.
Yeah, he says it in a very eloquent way, and I find him, not only is he funny, but he's very spiritual. He's really, he's really trying to, to be a good person and stuff. He's really, I think he just gets better and better. Yesterday he did a guided meditation on Instagram, which was really nice. And his wife seems like a delight. His partner, Laura, I think her name is. Anyway, it's just nice to know there are those kind of people on the planet. Oh yeah, Rock of Ages. I haven't seen that. Excuse me, Jennifer. Does that have Russell Brand in it? Anyway, I imagine that because he is pretty because of how he is now, I'd say that I'm sorry, Alia. He probably is shunned by most of the Hollywood types, and possibly just because he's kind of not very capitalist really in a way, is he, Didi?
No.
And he's also he's just hasn't bought into the whole system, which they're trying to keep propagating, this whole ridiculous consumerism, and that all we're good for is being good consumers. He sort of pushes against that, and I don't think that would go down very well.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere with business, anyway.
Hey Jennifer, have you seen? We mentioned this before. We've hardly watched any movies over the years. Yes. Have we really, Didi?
No.
But Galaxy Quest.
I have to say, we used to, kind of look at Netflix occasionally when most things seem to be on Netflix. But now everything's so dispersed across so many streaming channels that I can't be stuffed. I mean, there's just too many things to look at.
Yeah.
And they all want money, and we don't have money, and it's sort of like,
yeah.
And quite often, there'll be one good show.
Jennifer knows that one. Galaxy Quest, Never Give Up, Never Surrender.
Yeah. Oh yes, Galaxy Quest.
I love that show.
Yes. It is. It's wonderful. By
Grabthar's Hammer. I love that guy too, Rick. What was his name? Didi? Rick. The guy who played the one who said by Grabthar's Hammer.
Yes.
He was a real lefty, apparently.
And of course he
Rickman?
played
Alan Rickman. Didi, that's
Snape,
his name.
Yes, he played Snape in the what do you call it?
Yeah, I never watched those
the magic
Harry
school.
Potter things.
Yeah. And of course, we would never watch it. Now that she's turned out to be a huge turf.
Yeah. She's turned out to be a huge turf, transphobe of the highest order. Jennifer was saying I'd be the guy dead in the first episode. Yeah, that was funny. The guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of sometimes the people who died in the first show of Voyager or something. The people. Was it Voyager?
Season.
Was it the original season? Yeah, that's right. They died in the first. There was
the original series, rather.
Of Star Trek.
Didn't have a name, and they had a red shirt. They died, and people started just calling them the Red Shirts. They were the ones who would die on a mission.
Yeah.
And he used that trope a bit.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yawning all the time. That's rude.
Yes. Well, it's actually midnight here.
Yeah, it's midnight here, yeah. I'm not getting enough.
Trish and I are up late.
Yeah,
again.
I stay up late often lately doing stuff, and then I'm not getting enough sleep, really. I've got to change that.
But who wants to sleep?
7 a.m. there, yeah. So it's 7 a.m. Where would that be?
There's some other place to go.
Hang on.
I think this is where I came in.
That's not right, Nebraska. Nebraska's sort of in the middle of the thing, in the middle of America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although it was actually...
Yes, it is.
Nebraska Central, yeah. Although it was actually more gold shirts who died, if you read. What was that show, though, that they died in the first... There are shows, though, that become incredibly... Oh, that's right, The Sopranos. the guy who was the boss, the head boss in The Sopranos, he died in the first few episodes, and I was thinking to myself, that actor must have been kicking himself that he
Yes.
was the one selected,
To die.
to be the boss that dies of cancer in the first few shows, because
Yeah.
that show was probably one of the best TV series dramas ever, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Dee Dee?
Yeah.
You'd be kicking yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There's a show that's coming out. I think it started a couple of days ago, and it has Bryan Cranston in it from
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, and that was an amazing TV series, really heavy duty, but really amazing. And Bryan Cranston, I love him, and it looks like it could be really good, but it means signing up for Stan, again.
Which is
Um,
one of our video things.
Yeah, which is
We can't get Hulu. We get
Yeah.
Stan in Australia.
yeah. So maybe we'll end up just having to wait until the first series is finished and then buy it or something. But
Yeah.
I think that might be good. What is it called? On Your Honor, I think it's called. Something like that. And I think they're bringing in a little bit of that. It's a little bit. I think it might be a little bit Star Chamber-ish kind of thing, or a little bit. It's got that where I think he's going to end up being a little bit like his character in Breaking Bad, in that he has to do some stuff that's not great because he has to protect his son because his son was. Oh, anyway, it looks like it might be. It could be interesting, and the acting will be great, of course. So hopefully it's got some good. Oh, okay. So you're off. So have a great day today, Jennifer.
Okay.
I hope that it doesn't drive you to drink.
See you, Jen.
And
What's getting me?
and that all the dogs are friendly on the round.
Yeah.
Although you probably have to drive some sort of vehicle, I guess. That's what they drive around here. They drive vehicles, don't they, when they deliver and stuff, mail.
Yeah.
So have a great day, Jennifer.
Yes. Have a lovely day. Look after yourself. Be careful.
That's the problem
I
with...
used to think mail stuff would be a real good thing to do.
Who?
Doing mail.
Yeah, I think so. I remember in the 70s, 60s and 70s, people used to ride around on bicycles, and I lived on a really steep hill, and I used to think, wow, that job wouldn't have been too bad, like just going around on a bicycle, delivering mail. Then later on, a couple of decades later, they were doing it on motorbikes, but that was okay
Which would have
too.
been fun too.
Yeah,
Fun in a different way.
yeah. We've been going for 48 minutes, and I've been thinking, what have we been talking about? I suppose I went
This
on a
and
rant
that.
about
We're
Seaspiracy.
chatting.
Um,
Chatting with friends. Why am I getting so cold so quickly?
do 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 do. Do 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 do.
La da 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 da.
Where are we, Dee Dee?
We're in an abandoned freighter, in a crashed freighter that's had an accident.
Oh. And are you taking things from there?
Well, I'm looking around and I'm also getting the logs, maybe to help people out. Get a record for the people who are. Oh, my inventory is full.
Holly said, nice tune. Strangers in the night. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, Holly, but I find I often, not that I don't like that song, but excuse me, I often find that I'll be singing songs that are that I don't like, and I never understand what that's about. Do you ever find you do that? You'll find yourself singing songs that you actually don't like very much. Maybe it's just me. I'm just a bit weird.
You are a bit weird.
I am.
I can swear to that.
Huh?
See, I've got the logs and stuff that I can give to the people who.
So apparently I think I've only seen one Spider-Man show, and apparently all the Spider-Man actors are coming back. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Kirsten Dunst or something.
They're
That's
having
some
more
that's some
Batman
trivia.
things. They've got some new Batman.
More Batman.
I don't know
Oh, jeez.
what fascinates people about Batman so much.
No, I don't understand that either. So anyway, I was watching some guy who I think he's pretty Democratic Party aligned, but he's somebody who's worked. He's some lawyer who's done stuff in the Supreme Court or whatever, and he has been following all the different Donald Trump lawsuits and stuff. He's followed 50 of them now, and I think Donald Trump has lost every one of them, and he's basically said that he lost on for so many different reasons, and so anyway, that's good that he's lost, because apparently they were just frivolous sort of lawsuits, a lot of them, all of them really, and there's no real evidence.
Something where maybe they will be able to take it to the Supreme Court or something.
Yeah, but obviously his appointments to the courts didn't really kick in for him as he might have hoped. I mean, I know that
somebody said there's only so much you can do if you don't have any evidence.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, the court people, even if they're on your side and your creatures, so to speak, can oh God, what's shooting at me? Where do these little things come from? All I wanted to do was turn on the heater.
how svelty looking Swifty's fur is, Dee Dee.
Yeah.
He's
Swifty is our really
oldest
lovely
cat.
older cat, and
But
we
something-
tend to adopt older babies who need a home. He's another one that we've adopted who's a primary carer.
Something's biting him on the back, and I can't. I've brushed him and brushed him and brushed him, but I can't seem to
To get it,
get
it.
get. Yes.
Huh.
Why is that, Swift? Hey, why is that? I mean, I know you've got a lot of fur, but still.
Still.
Hey, why is that? You want to sit on my lap? Well, come on then. Oh. Hi. Hi, Swift. Hello. Yeah, I know. I know. It's like that, isn't it? I know. I know. I know. I know.
He's crying. He's making little squeaky noises while Trish is holding him and patting him. He's a sweet old boy.
Yeah, hello. We
And
probably
we adopted
mentioned
him when he was 12, and that was several years ago now.
yeah,
So
and
he's
when
getting
we
on.
adopted him, he was so skinny. He was sort of skin and bones. I don't think that people fed him regularly, or something went wrong in where he was.
And then for quite some time, he was obsessed with food.
Yeah, yeah.
He would run around and
obsessed.
try and get anything.
Yeah. Yeah, he was so skinny that the vet thought there was something, something seriously wrong with him.
Yeah.
Poor little guy. Anyway, it's pretty good here, isn't it, Swift? I think, anyway. I don't know what Swifty thinks, but I think you
Well,
probably
we
think
hope
it's
he
okay.
thinks it's good. And I hope this isn't so too boring, but I just thought I'd investigate a freighter instead of wandering through hyperspace or... Oh, heater. That's better.
So anyway, Ajama Baraka was saying on Twitter, Bernie Sanders is saying that what we all knew but was suppressed in liberal corporate press because the Trump forces were saying it, and that was that it was the Democrats who made the cynical decision to deny COVID relief to millions because it might benefit Trump. Yeah, and I think they were just waiting until they got in and then bring it in and then look like some sort of heroes, even though, of course, they've actually now cut it back to, I don't know, 300 a week or something. These people are just monsters, really, aren't they?
Yeah. They are. I think I'm getting out now.
They're not afraid of the public, and they need to be afraid, and I'm not for violence or anything, but to do that sort of shit, you're not afraid of the public.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yes, you're
to
not
offer
worried about...
to offer so little to the public at a time of a pandemic. You're not afraid.
I saw that Abby Martin piece. It's from 2 years ago, called Weaponizing Transparency, and it's very interesting.
Weaponizing what?
Transparency.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's about the U.S. government and the way committee stages used to be private, and you didn't know what was going on really in the committee stages. But the committee stages of various bills, like
Right.
the
Yeah.
Ways and Means Committee or the
Yeah.
Defense Committee or
Yeah. Yeah.
Security, and you didn't know what they were actually saying there.
Yeah.
And yet that's where all the real decisions were made. And
Yeah.
the floor votes, she was saying, are really just show votes because all the decisions have already been made in the committees. And because there was no public record of it, nobody knew what was really going on.
Right.
And so there was this big push for transparency.
Yeah.
And for them to be on record.
Mm.
And she said the transparency push came partly from left people who were well-meaning and thought transparency is always a good thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of the push was coming from lobbyists who up to that point had to wait in the lobby,
Oh yeah.
and talk to people and hope for the best. But they would say, I thought I had all the votes, lined up and stuff, but they went in committee and then they came out and said, no, it didn't pass,
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. But once the transparency was there, they knew exactly how anybody was voting, and they could, really threaten them.
Yeah.
And say, if you don't actually vote for this or that,
Yeah.
then we will destroy you, we will advertise. And she was talking about how the NRA don't actually talk about I just looked at laser brains and also a ton of chicken and beef. And
Yeah. What?
Anyway, the NRA
Jesus.
don't attack people who are voting against or voting for gun laws
Yeah.
about the guns. What they do is they use their advertising to find any other fault they can to
Yeah.
get them unelected the next time.
Right.
And they won't do it about guns. They will do it on everything else. Any marriage thing, any hint at, yeah.
Right.
And so basically the transparency has allowed
Sweetie.
lobbyists to basically control what goes on in the committees.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And so control the vote. And she said after that point, it really didn't matter what the public wanted.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was what the corporate people wanted.
Oh right.
They said the public get what they want or approve of maybe 30% of the time.
Yeah.
The lobbyists don't get what they want maybe 30% of the time.
Yeah.
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 And she said, it's just, and the lobbyists, of course, follow what the people are doing. They do their own polling.
Uh-huh.
So if they know that the people are really strongly wanting something or other, or support a certain bill, she was pointing out that most people have no idea what's in bills
Yeah.
or what the bills are. They might know 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Strange message.
So sorry, Laserbrain. What were you saying about Amazon dumpster had a carton of Divvy's brownie cookie sandwiches marked vegan and nuts free, made in Connecticut and in plenty of plastic packaging, but they look expensive, like something sold at Whole Foods. I am psyched. Also a ton of chicken and beef in the dumpster. Ick. And when libs say transparency, what they really mean is surveillance, I think you mean there. It's the Amazon dumpster. Yeah. I'll just keep that to myself, I guess. But comment goes through. Anyway, so anyway, the Amazon dumpster, I don't know, that sounds like a bit of a nightmare. A ton of chicken and beef in there. Yee.
So I
didn't know. Are
you doing dumpster diving?
Is that what you're saying? Dumpster diving. Always, and Holly said, always money for war, sigh, we can't have nice things, but Pelosi can have her ice cream. Yeah. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what. You're dumpster diving. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you can get good stuff that way.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I used to do a lot of that.
Yeah, Didi used to do a lot of that when she lived in the US.
Well, I used to do a lot of that when I was in Holland.
Oh, okay.
We used to go and go down to the veggie market mainly.
Okay,
And
Laser
at the
Brain,
end of the
thanks for
day-
dropping by.
Okay, see you later.
It's very odd when I get called lady.
Yes. Yes, you're such a lady, Tishy.
It doesn't quite sit with me very well, but anyway, I'll take it.
Come on.
Lady? No.
You're female.
Whatever that means. Whatever that means.
I don't know. Whenever I hear lady, I tend to think of the swingers thing. I have an association of people calling people ladies with the swingers groups.
Oh, yeah. Swingers
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah.
Do
Like they
swingers
used to
groups.
use ladies a lot.
Do swingers groups. You mean swingers?
Swingers.
And they call each other ladies?
No, they no, they call women ladies. I don't know
Aye.
what they called each other. This looks like a very hot planet. I see
sure
little
does.
bits of flame everywhere.
It sure does.
Temperature 309 degrees.
Oh, my.
Whoops. Oh, look, there's a little guy running around. I might want to scan him.
You know, I was thinking about that show, speaking of planets, Lost in Space, the old Lost in Space.
Yeah.
They never really seemed to get off that planet, and I don't even know how it ended. You know, the old Lost in Space in the
Yeah.
60s? Like, they sort of, they got onto that
I better get
planet,
back in my
and
ship.
they sort of did all these different things and met weird, they met weird. I almost said they met weird lesbians. That's
What?
I almost,
They went weird lesbians.
yeah, I meant aliens. Oh dear.
Danger,
I am
Will
tired.
Robinson.
I am tired.
He says, yes.
But yeah, and
Danger,
But
Bill
I don't-
Robinson. Lesbians abounding.
I don't remember them actually getting off that planet, and I don't remember them going anywhere else. And it sort of ended, and it was a bit like Gilligan's Island. Did they ever get off that island? They never did they?
I think they did.
Eventually, in another show, but
Did they?
not on actually Gilligan's Island. It just went on ad infinitum, and and just ended. They didn't believe in sort of rounding things off in those days. But so,
No.
but Lost in Space, they didn't really ever, they just sort of remained on that planet, and
This is crazy, this planet.
Yeah.
Look at this. The ship is in the middle of a flaming bunch of stuff. Oh, it's a storm. Okay. There's a little guy who's very fast and very strange.
so Holly doesn't remember that ending either.
What? And then
There was they
Didn't-
never got off that
Didn't
planet.
they get off once somewhere, or was that?
What the
I don't know.
Lost
I
in
never
Space?
watched enough Lost in Space to
uh,
know really what was
no, I
going
don't think
on.
they ever got off the planet.
Yeah.
And obviously it was a very, very friendly planet because friendly as in atmospheric, because they didn't have to wear any masks or
Yes. Yes,
you
I
know.
love these things. Nobody has to wear masks.
But I'm not really sure what they ate because there didn't seem to be any much plant material on the thing.
All of those sets tended to look
Oh, excuse
like
me.
they had a lot of rocks and stuff. All of the places that Star Trek went, they were all looked like some sort of desert in the back lot um, of the studio, you know,
Right.
with big styrofoam rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
The big styrofoam rocks were really special.
Remember how I was asking about, the people who were the voices for the Flintstones?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Alan Reed was the name of Fred Flintstone.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he died in 1977. He was born in 1907.
Oh,
Um,
my.
Yeah, I know.
That's a long time.
Yeah, yeah. And he was married from 1932 to his death. So that's pretty great. That's a long marriage.
Good if you
And
like marriage.
yeah. But the weird thing is, on the IMDb, on the IMDb thing, oh, I see, he's in the background there. They have a picture of Fred Flintstone, but they've got his face is sort of in the background there, but you can kind of see him in the background. I wonder if he did okay with that show, meaning did he make some pretty good money from that? Uh, Alan Reed, wonderful, yeah. The planets on the Demon Planet in Voyager. The Demon Planet in Voyager, Dee Dee Holly said. Do you remember that?
Yeah. The Demon Planet was the one that you had, that the ship was replicated.
Oh,
and all
yes,
the people were replicated. And later on, they had the adventure where they were flying to Earth and started to kind of all melt back into their original material.
Right.
And they completely dissipated just before Voyager got there, unfortunately. Right. That was sad.
Yeah, it was. It was sad.
I thought that was very...
Do you remember that one, Holly, where Paris ended up, going past the warp 10 or something, and then he ended up
becoming a big
salamander and mating with what's her name?
Janeway,
and then and had baby newts. I mean, seriously and truly. But he was still a bit of a
dick afterwards.
A dill pot after that. After becoming one with everything, you'd think he'd sort of
develop some sort of
yeah. Oh, so this woman, Jean Vanderpyle, that was a woman that played Wilma on the Flintstones. Anyway, she was born in 1919 and died in 1999 of lung cancer. All those people in those old everybody was encouraging smoking then. Smoking was everywhere, and so lots of people died of emphysema and lung cancer.
Yeah.
So
that's a shame.
Yeah. I just remember that show very clearly from when I was in hospital in the 60s as a young kid, and that's what they would play on the TVs.
The Flintstones?
The Flintstones, yeah. So I sort of...
They had those things... Uh-oh. The wall of flame is coming.
What's that?
A wall of flame is coming. Didn't seem to be much in the
Oh,
way
she
of-
was in the Jetsons too. She
yeah.
was Rosie the Robot, and
Who
Miss
was? The one who played
the one who
Wilma?
played Wilma. Yeah, 1962 to 1987. Jesus, did it go that long?
Really? It's
God.
amazing.
So she was Rosie.
1987, that would have just been about the time they brought in the full-length ads that were disguised as cartoons.
And she played Mrs. Spacely too, so she was in 56 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Hmm.
Yes, I think the Jetsons was kind of very much the same as the Flintstones, except it was in the future.
What's that?
It was very much the same, you know, whole whole thing about you know, the domestic life with the wife and the kids and the 2.3 kids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy who was going off to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Holly was saying, love those Flintstones and Jetsons and original Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
The old Hanna-Barbera stuff and the...
My grandmother had this Bugs Bunny statue in her house. I don't exactly know if it was... Yeah, no, it was Bugs Bunny holding a carrot. And it was sort of like made out of cement but painted. And it was a really amazing statue. I don't know what happened to it. What?
How big was it?
Oh, it was like, I don't know, it was about over a meter high.
It's about 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was bizarre, really. I was thinking, I never got to ask her where she got that from. But
That's a strange thing.
yeah, we used to have these times singing around the pianola. It shows how old I am now. My grandmother had this pianola, which Mum is going to give to me in her will, and we used to stand around the pianola, and she'd get on the pianola and play all these different songs, you know, rolls, piano rolls. And I just remember that room and Bugs Bunny in the corner there. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Mm. So poor Swifty, I think something's biting him, and I haven't been able to get to find it, the little insect.
Mm.
And I've really given him a really good brushing too.
Yeah.
I'll have to give him another brushing when I get off this.
Poor Swift.
Yeah.
His long hair, he attracts certain...
Yeah. There's just this little insect that it's not a flea or anything, but I think
yeah.
some of the paddymellons have this insect as well, and it's got wings and everything, and
Ah, yeah.
it's sort
Holly's
of
saying that Flintstones were based on The Honeymooners.
oh yeah,
Which was Jackie Gleason.
yeah, that wasn't a great show because I mean, of course, the Flintstones is sexist, and I don't think the Fred Flintstone ever threatened to hit Wilma though, but I
No.
think the Honeymooners, I think he
Yes, they
used
did
to
that
threaten.
all the time.
Isn't that amazing? That they had a show like that, the Honeymooners, and that was part of the show.
Yeah,
I mean, wowza, you know?
that was the times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually remember that show.
I'm shocked when they used to call
That shows how old I am.
singlets. They used to call them wife beaters. Singlets. I mean,
That's
Jesus
actually, I don't
Christ.
know when they started calling them. I think that was much later.
Oh yes, it's much later
Yeah.
because it was never. I don't recall. This is only in recent times hearing that name, and I was thinking, when did that come up? Because I always used to hear it being called singlets.
Yeah. Yes, people who wear those beat their wives.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, horrible term indeed, Holly.
yeah, really. Oh, and Mel Blanc played Barney Rubble in The Flintstones. Now, didn't he did the voices of Daffy Duck and different
Yeah,
ones like that?
Yeah,
Wow. All these people were born in the beginning of the century, pretty much.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. Yeah, he did so many of those Warner Brother ones.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
He was in the Flintstones.
Yeah, he was Barney Rubble.
Wow.
I
okay.
know. I didn't
So
know
he
that.
must have moved to Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and let's see. He did every major character in the Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes, and Merry Melodies cartoon pantheon. He did Porky Pig and Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, Wile E. Coyote, although I don't recall Wile E. Coyote saying
Ever
much.
speaking. No.
The Roadrunner, Yosemite Sam, Sam the Sheepdog, Taz the Tasmanian Devil, Speedy Gonzales, Marvin the Martian, Foghorn Leghorn. Oh my God, he did a lot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew.
He was a master at
Wow.
voice.
So Charlie the Dog, Blackjack, Shellac, Pussyfoot, Private Snafu. Wowza, he did a lot, didn't he?
Yeah. Yogi Bear.
I don't know. It doesn't say
Or
anything
is
about
that,
Yogi
that's
Bear.
probably not.
Is that amazing that he did all those voices?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that was what he was known for.
Mm.
Holly says, yes, the man of 1,000 voices.
Oh no. Shortly before his death, executives of Time Warner, owners of Warner Brothers, asked him if there was anything, literally anything, they could give him to thank him for his life's body of work. He asked for and received a Ford Edsel.
Ah!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Was that tongue-in-cheek, or?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know that anybody would want an Edsel, would they?
Pardon?
Edsels weren't that popular.
And this is weird. I don't know if this is true. While he was in a coma after a cataclysmic automobile accident, I hope that wasn't in the Edsel. No, that wouldn't have been, because he was on his deathbed.
Yeah.
Doctors unsuccessfully tried to get Mel to talk. Finally, a doctor who was also a huge fan of his cartoon characters asked Mel, Bugs Bunny, are you there?
Yeah.
In a Bugs Bunny voice, Mel responded, "What's up, Doc?" After talking with several other characters, they eventually led Mel out of his coma. That sounds a bit like a story to me. Does it sound like one to you?
Yes. Especially What's Up, Doc,
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Yeah, really.
to your doctor.
That's funny.
Oh, I don't want to fright her.
Anyway, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. Wow, he must have been really clever, like to be able to do all those different voices. Hey.
Yeah.
God, the Jetsons only went for 1 year, it says here. The old Jetsons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm talking about these old shows.
Yes, why are you?
Huh. George O'Hanlon was George Jetson. Anyway, I'll stop with the old shows.
Old cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about it with Holly. She knows
Yeah,
all
that's
the old
true.
cartoons too.
That's true, yeah. The Jetsons.
They were so much better in so many ways. I mean,
The Jetsons was fun. They're all sexist and everything, but Mel Blanc, he was in that too. Yeah. Wow, he had a good career, didn't he?
yeah. Jesus.
Hmm.
Huh.
Hmm.
Oh, damn.
Holly said, those cartoons were the best. Bugs Bunny snuck in some educational stuff like classical music and well drawn. Yeah, very. I don't know, I've got a hankering for something to eat, but I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good, Holly. I'm sort of trying to sort of lose a few pounds and get healthy and stuff, but when I stay up late like this, I end up starting to think, and that's working pretty well, but I start to think of things that might be nice to eat, but I'm not going to fall for that one. Who's Bob Costas, anyway? Bob Costas, former NBC Sports broadcaster.
What's that?
I was just wondering who Bob Costas is. That is an NBC broadcaster.
Bob Costas. That name reminds me of something.
Yeah. So let's see. Holly said I downloaded a bunch of books.
Oh yeah. What kind of books?
That's a good one.
What do you read?
I downloaded a bunch too, but I keep listening to the same ones. If you're talking about Audible,
Or some other kind of book downloading thing?
are we buffering, Didi?
What?
Are we buffering or are we loading?
No. I'm reloading.
Excuse me.
There we go. I accidentally hit the wrong button and didn't fix this fellow's ship for him. And I want to help him out. Oh my. His little pad is floating in the air. The Decameron is good fun. Oh, Confessions of an Economic Hitman is definitely worth reading. Grey's Anatomy, that's a full-on book.
I got Oliver Stone's book on Audible, but I haven't listened to it yet.
Which one is that?
The most recent one. I don't know if he's got. I don't know how many books he has. If this is the only one, but it looks like it'd be good.
Yeah.
It's something. What is it? Excuse me. What is it called? Something the light. Something or other. I might give it to the 2-hour mark, Didi, and then I might
Anyway,
have to.
I love the Decameron.
Didi?
What?
I might give it to the 2-hour mark, and then I might have to go to bed.
Okay.
I thought I might pep up, but I'm getting bedraggled by the minute.
Bedraggled.
So we're at 94 minutes right now, so maybe another. Let's see.
Uh-oh. I'm in another firestorm.
I like listening to books on my walk, my daily walk, Holly.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I was watching a bit of Telesur English today, and they have about 127,000 subscribers or something like that, but they had 11 people watching the live stream, and I just find that impossible. Like, I think, how is that even possible that you can have, you can have that many people on your channel? Like, what kind of suppression have they got going on there?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw there was a lot of subscribers on there.
Yes.
What was that in response to? Yes, it is. What did I say?
I don't know. Getting late?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's getting late. Oh, listening while walking, yeah. So Dee Dee's been playing this other game called New Horizon
Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn, and but it requires
A lot more attention.
It requires a lot more concentration than
Yes,
this, and
yes.
so
And it has a lot of killing in it.
yeah, it has a lot of killing in
And
it. But so
it's not much fun in relation.
excuse me. So that's why she's not playing that. But it's actually quite attractive, isn't it, as a game?
It's very beautiful graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
And you think, it's got a female protagonist, and that's always good.
Yeah.
And but it's one of those very scripted games.
Mm.
I mean, you're free to a certain extent, but the story kind of drags you along.
Yeah. It'd be kind of fun to kind of construct these games, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
How did you know that was in that hole?
There's a little. I use my scanner. I have my scanner.
Right.
And it has all kinds of good information.
Do you think we'll make it off the planet, Holly? I mean, do you think we'll make it off and actually...
Are you talking about our planet?
Our species, yeah. I'm talking about in real life. Do you think our species will make it off the planet?
Oh, no.
And in any sort of successful way?
I'm going to go off for a few minutes.
Okay. It looks like things are still happening. Are you inside the spacecraft? Okay. Yeah. What are those little things going up into the air? Yeah, yes, Holly, colonize, for want of a better word, yeah. Or survive. I just wonder if we will actually get off this planet and go to another planet, because, to be really frank, I hope we don't get off this planet, because we're just going to take our dysfunction with us, but I also don't think we will get off this planet, because there's not enough time. But, I was just wondering, that's just my thoughts on it, but I just wonder if other people think that's possible. Hello. Hello.
Just found another person who's got a spaceship.
You found it. You found another spaceship. Do, 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 do.
I think there are probably aliens. It's one of those things. Not only is the universe extremely big,
Yeah.
time, and like the amount of time we've been, 280 degrees civilized is tiny
Yeah.
and technically capable of even thinking about going into space has been that tiny.
Yeah.
Aliens, like who knows how long the culture might last and when that is compared to us.
Yeah. Yeah. They're bypassing us, yeah. I wonder how many civilizations or sort of species come and go in the universe that never ever get off.
Never may never actually meet another species.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Or ever get off.
Some of those thought experiments where they sort of said, okay, there are this many billion suns,
Yeah.
and out of that there are this many that have kind of potential for our kind of life. And that's how many, and of those, maybe only 10% or 1%
Mm.
actually develop life like ours.
Mm.
And that would still be hundreds of millions.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's only in our galaxy, and there's millions of galaxies.
Yes, really. Yeah.
Um,
But you know how like we'll come and go on this planet and no one will ever know because eventually even the pyramids and any sort of except even that big gigantic plastic mess in the ocean
yeah.
will vanish and there'll be no trace of us and even if some other planetary life sort of visited this planet in say a few in say I don't know a million years or something
Yeah.
there probably wouldn't be any trace of anything here
No.
and they wouldn't even know that we were here
Yeah.
had been here yeah and it'd probably be a dried up little mess at that stage due to all the climate crisis we've created. It'd probably be, well, it might be on the way back after a million years. Hey,
Oh yeah.
by that stage.
Whether it will look anything like this is another question.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but like there'd be, I mean, who knows what might have gone on in some of these planets that look like they don't have anything happening on them. And who knows, there may even be other dimensions that we can't perceive that might be going on there too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because we can't see anything doesn't mean there's not stuff that isn't going on. Yeah. And there's some scientists that say there's continual new universes being kind of born into existence basically all the time.
Yeah.
There's that.
The universe is dying.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about dying, but coming into existence. we're on a hell earth. We're trapped on a hell earth. Yeah. I remember hearing somebody make a joke, did he? Yeah, and it's beautiful. Exactly. I know there's two different things going on, isn't there? Or more than two, but yeah, really. Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much beauty and so around us.
Yeah.
And yet, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, comments? I don't know. I think you're the only one commenting at the moment, Holly. Can you hear us okay? Boy, if we had one of those guns, we could do some amazing excavation.
Yes, we could.
Mm. Yeah, there's a cement slab out the front, and so that's going to be nice. Just for the veranda, really. The bottom veranda. Yes. Yeah. So Dee Dee spent most of the day digging, sort of preparing for the homemade cement slab. And we're going to try and do some of that before I have my op on my hand on Monday. This will be the third attempt at an operation to remove a metal thing from my hand. And hopefully this time it'll be successful. Yeah, hopefully this time they won't have some emergencies pop up. But I've gotten to the point where I think I should probably not announce that I'm having an operation because it may not go through. This will be like the third time now. Anyway, I think... Huh? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, and then I have to stop drinking at 10, and then I end up not drinking anything for like 5 or 6 hours, and that gets really, I've said this before, but not drinking, that gets really tiring for me. Yeah, it really is. So hopefully it'll be over and done with and on Monday. Oh, okay. It's Wednesday, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah? Mm. Oh, yeah. So, there's two people are lurking. Two people are lurking. Maybe they're just interested in the visuals. Sorry, I don't have much that's interesting to say tonight, I'm afraid. Wow, more than 200,000 lightning strikes recorded across the Mackay region. 200,000 lightning strikes. Gee, that's a worry for, sort of fire. Isn't it? Mackay. Isn't it? Jeez Louise. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't know much about Mackay anymore. It's in Queensland. 200,000 lightning strikes. That's nuts, isn't it? Oh, that's very kind, Holly. Holly says, you are interesting, Trish, full stop. That's very kind. Oh, the lightning strikes. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Dee Dee. I think you're interesting too. And, yeah. And I think Holly's interesting, even though I actually haven't spoken to her very much, but just gathering by what she says in the comment section is interesting. Yeah, yeah. So how about the California lockdown? Lockdowns haven't been done correctly here in the US, haphazard. Yeah, it's all sort of like the genie's out of the bottle, kind of, so to speak, and then if it's not uniform, then it's a mess, isn't it, Dee Dee? It has to be uniform, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, the lockdowns don't make much sense unless you're going to test people and then do tracking
Yeah,
while they're in lockdown.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
you don't let anybody out of lockdown until they've been tested.
yeah,
They've been, in lockdown for 2 weeks and then tested.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and that's pretty hard to manage
yeah,
in a
yeah,
functional way.
yeah, yeah,
But you have to try and do that for psychological people
yeah.
to even attempt to do it.
Oops. What's that? Oh, yeah, 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 we were very lucky. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we could, it was like it worked, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, 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 that's right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh no, when
I
did you
turned it off, that's why.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
um.
Thank you for saying I'm interesting too, even with my mic off.
Oh no, we're hurtling through space. Anyway, so yeah, the people have been pretty cooperative, haven't they, Didi?
Yeah.
Here, you get the occasional kind of COVID
COVID
sort of,
deniers in
Yeah.
Victoria, and
which is
stuff.
weird. It's almost like a sort of that kind of nutty mask truther business, anti-mask truther thing is sort of caught on here to some extent with small groups of people
It's really
who are
only
usually big racists
the
too, aren't they,
occasional
Didi?
person though,
Didi?
and
The-
they're
the-
real outliers.
The anti-maskers, truthers, though, are the same kind of full-on racists too,
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah.
It's kind of it's the same territory. Yeah, and so anyway, it's been pretty good overall,
Yeah.
but I don't know how it's gonna go.
Okay. COVIDiots, yes, indeed. Freedom. It's interesting that they don't want freedom to do anything intelligent or yeah.
What's that?
Oh, Holly said Americans, freedom. And I just said it's interesting they don't want freedom to do anything really kind of intelligent, oh my goodness, this is
Yeah,
an even more explosive, hot planet.
yeah. Did you hear what was going on in India, Holly, with
With
the
the
low GDP on
250
spent?
million people
Oh,
demonstrating.
the big demonstration, but the low GDP spent on health, and so with this COVID thing, it's completely overwhelmed the hospitals, and there's
Yeah,
hardly there's people that have other problems that go to hospitals and can't get in, and they end up dying,
yeah,
and it's really awful. So it must be a nightmare there, really.
really.
Because India, I mean, this has been a while now since I've been to India, but it's not. It wasn't great in the late 90s and early 2000s for if you needed to get an ambulance, say in Delhi, it'd get stuck in traffic. The ambulance, wouldn't it,
Yeah,
Didi?
yeah. People would just not move out of the way, really.
Yeah, they just wouldn't move out of the way. So I mean, I can't imagine what it's like. Like I did spend some time in a hospital in New Delhi in the late 90s, in 1997, and I had this really bad kind of. It was funny. It never went to my chest. It was really weird. It was all in my head, and
And
it was
sinuses.
and it was in my sinuses and stuff. Yeah, fortunately, it didn't go to my chest, and I was in there for like 3 days, and then I was fine. I think I just needed. I had it for so long that I think I was really, really worn out, really run down. So they just didn't give me anything to eat for like 3 days and gave me a drip, and I was okay. I don't know if they put any antibiotics in the drip, but anyway, but that was a good hospital. Like it was called East West Hospital. I don't know if it still exists, but anyway, I was thinking if I'd had something like that today, and with all this stuff going on, I probably wouldn't have been able to get into a hospital.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really frightening.
it
Um,
is.
And yeah, I remember somebody it was in a hostel. I was staying in a hostel, and at the time I was a Buddhist nun in another lifetime, and they put me and I was throwing up in this bin, and somebody sort of and I had one of my Lonely Planets guide to India, and
Yeah.
somebody had a look to see what hospital there was, and they put me in a cab and just sent me off to this hospital. I didn't know where I was going.
It's lucky they were nice people.
Yeah. And there was this nice Tibetan nurse, and lucky, yeah, it was lucky. It was a good hospital.
Was this
because I was
up,
thinking, oh
up near
Christ.
Dharamsala?
No, this is in Delhi,
In Delhi.
New Delhi, yeah. And I was actually on my way home, but I was just too sick to fly, and then I recovered okay. It wasn't fun having to fly home though after that, though.
No.
But I remember this guy in the hostel saying to me, as I'm throwing up in the bin, here, have some salt, that'll help. So and I thought, okay, and I
That's
suppose
actually good advice.
yeah. I mean, but I think he was thinking that salt too, like maybe that would kill the bacteria in my stomach.
I
But
think
really,
it was probably for
what my problem was, Dee Dee, was that I had a really bad infection in my head,
yeah,
and it was causing that, I
Yeah.
think, or is associated with that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So anyway, but I remember that I was thinking, oh no, they put me in But when I got to the hospital and I realized it was okay, you know, that they weren't going to stick, you know, it was run efficiently and stuff, I felt okay about it. Yes, you need UBI, you need an emergency UBI on going for a lockdown. That's for sure, Holly.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't expect people not, like, if you're not going to actually give them, and also if you're not going to give them any sort of support, financial support, but you're telling them that they can't run their business, well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't run your business, and you can't work, but we're not going to give you any real support. I mean, the insanity of that. I mean, these people, all these people that are doing this, Nancy Pelosi and all of them, they need to be put in stocks in the middle of the town square, and people throw tomatoes at them or something. I mean, seriously, it's
That's an answer.
it's so I'm joking, of course, but I mean
Why?
it's like they really. That's when I say these people are not frightened of the public anymore. They're not, and they need to be.
Yeah.
You know, these politicians haven't been frightened of the public since Nixon.
Yeah.
And they really need to be.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah, waste of tomatoes. Yeah, exactly. But no, you know, it's like, and that's why I really, really hope that lots of U.S. citizens take up that thing with the Jimmy Dore idea of just forcing those, those so-called progressives into exposing themselves. Are they really for the people? Are they really going to push Nancy Pelosi to bring in Medicare for all in a pandemic? And if they're not, then that says everything about them. But if enough people don't join in, then it's not going to expose them. They need to have it.
I don't know. I mean, it's like really honest to God. You shouldn't need a lot of people.
Well, they do, though. These people...
They do, of course.
To make it really obvious that they're just careerists, you know, you need, like, a few thousand people at least calling them and insisting they not vote for Pelosi until she does that.
Yeah.
You know? You need, like, it to be really, really obvious. But, I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, really, it all winds up that these people end up just being careerists. They do.
Yeah.
Look at how AOC started backpedaling on Palestine.
Mm.
You know, and when it's convenient, they're not doing it, and when it's not convenient, they are. You know, it's just whenever is convenient, they're saying whatever, which is typical politicians, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'm more desperate for U.S. citizens to have Medicare for all than some of the people there. Do you know what I mean? I'm more desperate for U.S. citizens to have Medicare for all than some of the people there. Because, like, why aren't people just fucking ringing them up and really harassing them? And saying, we're not going to vote for you even. If you don't push this, Ro Khanna or AOC, you know, and all you others who claim to be progressive, if you don't push Nancy Pelosi, we're not voting for you either. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're gonna move you on too.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. 72% in the US support Medicare for all, and that's a bipartisan thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is.
Anyway. I'm being a whinge packet today, Dee Dee.
You are. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the space station, I think.
What's that?
I'm going back to the space station to sell this ship. I just bought.
Oh, okay. I might have to go to bed now. It's
Well,
1:30.
that's the
Dee Dee.
idea.
Oh, okay. I see. So anyway, now 7 people are watching. Okay, well,
Oh my, you're starting to get an
we're
audience.
starting to get a little audience now, and now we have to go to bed. Anyway, whoever's joined the stream at the moment and you're lurking, please feel free to pop in and say hi.
Say hi, yeah.
And
Join-
if you're interested,
the
please
chat.
consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the notifications bell and everything, because the more the merrier.
And mostly Trish does these wonderful videos about all kinds of topical stuff. And then occasionally we have these little
Occasionally we do these
silly social chats where we're flying around through space and
and just talking about whatever comes up, and that's always enjoyable.
yeah.
So if you're interested, I mean, you can have a look at the playlists and see what different topics I discuss on this channel, and they're usually unpopular
Basically
topics.
imperialism, some stuff about American politics, and veganism, and occasionally things about
Gender diversity, and there's also anyway, you can see there's a bunch of different topics in the playlists that I talk about, but anything really that I find interesting also, that's,
she'll talk about anything.
I'll talk about pretty much anything. Anyway, thanks so much for joining in, Holly, and
Yes.
and whomever else is sort of
Is
lurking.
there. It's
And,
lovely to see people.
Yes, lovely to see people. And we do this probably every. Well, it's been every week lately for the last, I think, 3 weeks. But
Yeah,
usually,
roughly.
but
roughly.
it's really
it doesn't
whenever the-
always happen on the same day,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yes,
or-
no. Sometimes it's on a Saturday, and lately it's been on a Tuesday. Well, sorry, not a Tuesday. Well, it's Thursday today.
It's Wednesday.
So basically, it's any time. But we try to give a little notification if you'd like a notification.
We have been doing it on Saturday on a more regular basis.
If you'd like a notification, just leave. I've left a little message in the community tab section. Just leave your email address. You can put it in that form so that you don't get spam.
Yeah.
And your first name if you wish, and I'll see if I can send out a notification. Sometimes it's very short notice, and sometimes it's a couple of hours. So I do my best. So anyway, thanks so much, Holly, for dropping by. Thanks everybody,
Holly.
and
lovely, always lovely to
and
chat.
whoever's lurking, and we'll talk to you probably in a week or two. And so I'll let you sign off, Dee Dee. I'll let you kind of end the live stream.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Have a wonderful what's left of the week.
Yeah.
Peace.
End stream. Okay.